I was wondering what you guys do specifically as materials engineers. It's a smaller sector because I've heard of like mechanical engineering, electrical, and stuff like that, but I never like really heard of like what a materials engineer does.
Do you want to go first, Maya?
Sure. Yeah, I can start. Um, I think in my role, I'm material and process, and I'm not just a straight up material scientist. I would say that as far as manufacturing goes, I can contribute in material selection. Also, a little bit of failure analysis. So that means if we're seeing failures in circuit boards, circuit cards, we're going to dive deeper into that and do some research analysis and kind of figure out what's going wrong and find the root of the problem. I think that material science is, while it's a very niche degree, it actually allows you to do pretty much anything because I always kind of thought as materials science and engineering as a melting pot of engineering. So there's a little bit of chemical, a little bit of mechanical, so it's just a little bit of everything. So I always liked that. And I think that's allowed me to kind of pick up whatever jobs I want while I'm at work. I'd also say it's just a very hands-on role to be in typically. So if you like being in the lab, if you like to build things, that's kind of where you might see yourself as a materials. But it's Tony, maybe you can give a clearer answer, but it's a little bit of everything. So it can kind of, you can kind of make it whatever you want.
Yeah, I would just echo that. Yeah, most people, like I didn't know what materials engineering was going into college. And so I came in to Iowa State as undecided engineering. And then after about a year or so, I committed to materials engineering. And I really liked that it was hands-on and it was very versatile because at the time I wasn't, 100% going into electronics. I wanted to keep my options open. And so pretty much everything's made out of some material for some reason. And so I like that it could really apply to a lot of different industries. And then as far as my day-to-day job, like I said, I like that it could vary. So some of my day is sitting behind a desk and looking at engineering drawings, providing input on design. So working with like mechanical engineers, a lot of them, making sure that the right design and material callouts are being flowed out on our engineering documentation. Also do a lot of work with quality. If there's questions on quality, they will send stuff to our lab to get tested, either from quality or the production line or returned units and doing failure analysis. So if you like breaking stuff, that's usually what we're doing in our lab.
My favorite
And
part.
then, yeah, and then being able to go down to the production floor where I work with a lot of industrial engineers, seeing how that process is going whenever they have issues. So we kind of say that at Honeywell, that materials engineers are kind of, when you're not sure what's wrong and you need someone to help, you call materials engineering because we have, yeah, we're kind of there whenever things are going wrong to help out different disciplines of engineering.
Yeah, I definitely feel the same where as a material scientist, we're just kind of a problem solver. So we're not put in a box like a mechanical engineer or an electrical engineer. And if, like Tony said, if there's ever any sort of kind of random problem that's going on, they go, oh, ask Maya, ask whoever, ask the material scientist, because they might know. So it's pretty cool.